Good morning. I've got about 5 miles under our belt for the day already, and woke up and got out of camp by 7. Ugg, Mighty Blue, Trigger, and I all got up and got out. We're going to do a longer day today, 18 miles, and that's going to leave us a 9-mile day tomorrow, headed into the home of one of Mighty Blue's followers who has invited us to stay with him. So I'm actually going through a mud field right now, which is why I'm kind of pecking and poking. I guess I didn't pick a good time to start the camera, but this is the reality of the trail, so you get to see it. So we all kind of started together and had our first major hike up, and now going across a ridgeline, and I was able to get cell phone coverage, so that stopped me down for a good half hour. Just being in touch with people and getting some stuff done. Yeah, I don't know if I explained, the shelter locations are quite often down in valleys, so down closer to gaps where they're protected from the elements from bad weather. It's very atypical to find a shelter up on a peak, which is where you also would get cell phone coverage. So that's the beauty of stealth campsites, is you can roll into a campsite and set up my hammock and have dinner, and then I can actually do some communication in the evening. But the downside of that is there's quite often not water near a stealth campsite. And then the good and the bad of the shelters is that the good is that you have a privy. Typically there's a water supply nearby, and there's companionship of other people. But the downside is quite often there is not cell phone coverage. And I'm finding cell phone coverage so far in Virginia, the first couple 100 miles of Virginia, to not be fabulous. So really having to wait till we get up on peaks. And it looks like we're moving, like when I look at my Garmin GPS of where we are versus Guthooks, because Guthooks just kind of shows you where you are on the trail. But the Garmin shows me the other things around me. It looks like we're traveling over a series of peaks, like we're moving our way back east again a bit. So we're going, down into a gap, across a ridgeline for however many miles, and then down off of that mountain up onto the next ridgeline. We're kind of just making our way back east again. So that seems to be what's happening with the trail. I don't know if I already said we're doing 18 miles today, which sets us up for tomorrow. And the last 12 miles of today, there is no water. So we've got our only good quality water today is at our 6-mile point. So the goal is to get both of my liters of water finished off for that, and pick up 2 more liters there. And I guess that's about all for now. So this is the first day that I'm actually wearing compression shorts under my skirt today, and started the day off with a t-shirt because it really didn't get that chilly last night. It was probably 50 degrees and just very mild and a nice night. So today woke up and wasn't chilly at all, and decided instead of changing midday or stripping layers, just to start with a t-shirt and my shorts. So that is, definitely a sign that things are changing. Did you get a full liter?
Okay.
Did you get a full liter?
Yeah.
That's fast. Are you guys carrying extra?
Yep. Fill up your little Gatorade bottle.
Ug's been talking about doing a video for his YouTube channel on 1,000 different ways to do a buff. This is his favorite way. Dude. He covered his neck. And it's soaking wet, right?
Soaking wet.
Feel good?
It does feel pretty good.
And there's
nice
Mooney. Hey, Mooney.
Hey.
With no moon for us. And there's Pony Keg and his dog Blue. Pony Keg has been nominated for the Best Hugger on the AT Trail award. If there was an award, you would win it for sure. You have the best hug.
Definitely best outfit.
This is definitely why Virginia is my favorite. Just beautiful. How do you pronounce it? Ugh or ugh?
Ugh.
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 Where is it?
And this is Pony Keg, and Pony Keg is doing what's called a
get it?
yo-yo. When did you start, man?
June 26, 2008.
It's right above your head.
Oh, and then you finish, and then you turn right around, or just take some time?
Devin!
Time off. Took like a couple months off.
Oh, and look, Devin joined us.
Devin!
Is this the biggest oak?
This is it.
Well, that's cool, man.
So this is the Kefir oak, which is the largest oak or largest tree on the southern part of the Appalachian Trail. It's 300 years old. Imagine all the history that it's seen. We've had fantasies of building tree forts and climbing in the limbs here. And it took 4 of us to wrap ourselves around this tree. We just gave it a try. Give it a hug, Ugg, so we can see the perspective here. It took 4 of us to get around this tree. That's awesome. And those are the meadows we were just in and we walked across. We're back up on the ridgeline, and boy, was that tough work in the afternoon heat.
Well, I absolutely concur. No question about it. Tough is one word for it. I've got several others. None of which I use right now.
Ugg, what'd you think of them? Ugg?
I was overheating.
Yeah,
So, I mean, other than that, I think if I'd done it in the morning, it would have been fine.
right.
That was massively overheating.
It wasn't the best.
But now we can look down and see how far we came up. It was pretty impressive. So we've got 7 miles to go to camp. So let's conserve our water. That's the afternoon game, water conservation. So along this ridge line, you can see these big piles of cairns, piles of rocks. There's a beautiful one up here to the right. And in the writings, there's some writing that these are old farmers used to mark their property lines, and in others they say these were places where they kept apples in storage until they were ready to make cider. But there's like a mile of these cairns along this trail here, and it's called Bruiser's Knob Cairns.
Up on a kind of a rock ridge, and we've got quite a valley view. I think we're going to be down there tomorrow sometime, maybe tonight.